Hello, hello, hello. How are all of you? I'm going to test this really quick just to make sure that you can, in fact, hear me. So let's make sure you can hear me. Testing this really quickly to make sure. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, yay. Sorry about that, you guys. So I am going to do a video tonight. I think this actually pulled up with the wrong title, but I will go back and change the title when I'm done. Signs you want to look out for if you're looking for a relationship. If you're looking for a man, I think tomorrow night I'm going to do signs you want to look out for if you're looking for a woman. But I'm going to go over the signs. Now, first of all, what qualifies me to say anything about a man, right? Am I in a relationship? No, by choice. I have been in a relationship longer than most of you have been alive. So I was in an 11, almost 12-year relationship. I built a home with a man. We shared a mortgage together. We had animals together. I never wanted children. So I feel like I was put here to birth books and programs and content and leadership skills and to teach others. So definitely never wanted children, but I was with a man for 12 years. He was an environmental scientist. And then I was with a man for 6 years. So 12, 13, 14, 15, so 18 years of my life, I was in a relationship. And so I feel like I can qualify and talk about this. Now, why am I choosing a path of celibacy, etc.? Well, I've always chose celibacy in between relationships. So when I was in my, I would say, I think I'm in my prime now, and many other people think that. But when I was younger, and I was a fitness model, a glamour model, also a fragrance model, worked for Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, etc. I used to be the girl that would walk around in the really expensive clothes that would show people the price tag from the gold room. So modeled a lot of St. John's and things like that. Also was a fitness model. When I was a model, when I broke off that 12-year relationship, I was actually single and celibate for 8 years. And then since my last relationship, I also chose a path of celibacy. Now, why? Because I like to keep my body and my mind very clean and clear. I like to keep my vessel clean and clear. Now, I also, a lot of people, they choose celibacy because they've had, dramatic relationships, etc. I think I've shared with many of you, I had a stalker that continues, my God, to stalk me for a period of over a decade. He just will not leave me alone online. It's an obsession, and I'm praying to God that he gets help, that his partner gets help. But that's nor here nor there. That has nothing to do with why I'm choosing a path of celibacy. I'm choosing a path of celibacy because I have a mission to fulfill. So let's get into what we're going to talk about tonight, which are the signs, how to know if a man is garbage, right? How to know if he's not good, because there's a lot of great men in the world. I've only been in 2 long-term relationships with fabulous men. I can't say a bad word about either of them. Anytime I realized that someone wasn't good, I left them immediately. Like within 6 months, I left them in the dust. So I'm going to give you 13 signs. So sign number 1, and I think the most obvious sign, is if a man talks poorly about his ex, his baby's mama, his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriend. If he talks poorly about an ex, that is not a good man. No man, even if he was with an ex that was from the 𝗃s of hell, will speak poorly about a woman to another woman. No good man will do that. No man built of greatness ever speaks poorly about another woman. He doesn't speak poorly about his mother. He doesn't speak poorly about his siblings. I don't care if the siblings stole the inheritance. He does not speak poorly about other women. So the first sign or the first time that a man comes to you and he says, and you're like, oh, what happened in that relationship? Oh, she was crazy. Oh, she was a cheat. Oh, she was a hooker. Oh, she was a liar. Oh, she was. You need to turn the mirror on him because he's speaking of himself. I cannot tell you how many times I have had clients that come to me, and my clients are with me for years upon years, and they'll start a relationship and we'll start working together, and they'll be like, I met this amazing man, and I'll be like, oh, where's his baby's mom? Oh, she's evil. Oh my God, she's a psychopath. Oh my God, she's a stalker. And then 6 months later, they're like, oh my God, I should have listened to you when you said, oh, he's talking poorly about the ex. Any man who speaks poorly of an ex is a poor excuse for a man, especially if this ex has had children with him. So know that. Or if it's someone he briefly dated, those are the worst, because those are the ones that like are obsessed with the person that left them. So they talk really bad about them in order to make themselves look good. So that's sign number one. Sign number two is emotional manipulation, trying to guilt trip you, gaslighting you, twisting situations to make you feel responsible, right? So let's give you an example of this. So say you know a man's been doing shady shit online, right? He's looking at a bunch of chicks online. He's using the fire emoji. He's checking them out. He's, yada, yada, yada. That when you find out, or when you find out something he's done and you call him out on it and he acts like you're fucking nuts, that is a sign of an emotional manipulator. That's a bad man right there. It's also a man who cheats, whether in his head or with someone. And then you call him out on that and he denies it. That's a piece of shit. Get rid of him. Okay. Controlling behavior, dictating who you can see, what you wear or where you go, how you speak, who you speak to, and how you act. That is a sign of a bad man. Possessiveness and jealousy, accusing you of flirting or cheating without reason. That's because he's cheating. Doesn't take a smart cookie to figure that out, right? If he's accusing you of talking to people online, think through your whole relationship. It's because he's doing something naughty. All right. Disrespectful communication, putting you down, using insults or belittling opinions about you. Oh, you can't do that. You'll never achieve that. Horrible man. Oh, this next one, man, this is a sign of a narcissist. Comparing you to someone else. Yeah. Trying to indirectly or directly cause a rift between you and his ex, between you and your friends, between you and your siblings, between you and anyone. That is a man that needs serious help. That's a man that is literally needing excitement in his life, knows he's not worth anything, knows no one wants him, but is trying to make you think that people want him, right? You got to take a good hard look at your man, okay? And I'm not just talking physical. I mean, if your man is not real tall, bald, a little bit cross-eyed, isn't really stacked, if you know what I mean, I doubt all of his exes are trying to fight you over him, right? Let's use some common sense here. Okay, let's move on. So next sign, ignoring your needs, not listening to your concerns or prioritizing your well-being. Think about your whole relationship. How's he really treated you? Good, or did you have to go and like do something crazy to keep him, right? Like beg, cry, lie, get knocked up, something like that, right? So we need to really look at how he's treated you the entire relationship. How has this man treated you? Because, you know, and especially if you're feeling like you've got like 2 or 3 of these I've mentioned already, or even just 1 or 2, you need to check yourself, right? Especially if someone's like talked horrible about his baby's mom or his exes, and you know he's treated you like shit. That's kind of who you have and who you're stuck with. Okay. Ignoring your needs. Okay. Frequent lying and dishonesty, right? You've caught him in not 1, not 2, but 25 lies over the course of the relationship. Probably time to have a discussion, right? Or hang it up altogether. If you have kids, you know, you're kind of stuck. But if you don't, you know, have a discussion. But usually someone who's going to put up with all these behaviors is usually codependent and can't really take care of themselves. Okay. So unreliable behavior, breaking promises or not following through on commitments. That's a sign of a really shitty man right there. Passive aggressive behavior, using indirect tactics to express anger or discontent. Okay, so gaslighting you, ignoring you, sulking, you know, acting like a baby, you know, drinking, getting stoned, all of that. Lack of empathy, not showing concern for your feelings or your experiences. Attacking others, including people from his past. That's a sign of a really bad man, because the first time, you know, you guys drift apart, what's he going to do to you, right? So anyone who you know has like repeatedly like went after their ex in a negative way, that's not a good man. That's a crazy man, or an obsessed man, someone who's obsessed with his past, right? I mean, yeah. Okay, so let's look at 10 signs. I wrote these down earlier. Let's look at the 3 biggest signs, okay? I would say number 1 would be the ex thing. Constantly telling you that, or hyper focused on his past, or obsessed with his past secretly, but trying to manipulate you into thinking they're obsessed with him. That's a bad one. Speaking poorly about his baby's mom, his ex-wife, his ex-girlfriend. That's not a good man. And I want to touch on that. I had a partner who had a ratchet ex. And when I mean ratchet, I mean she cheated on him. She brought other people into the relationship. They would go out like to dinner, and her attention would be on, like, she was a Leo. So of course she was, you know, attention obsessed. She would be focused on everyone else in the room but him. And then he got with me, and I was like so in love with him. He was a Gemini, and I was solely focused on him. So much so that he used me as an example to her one time. He said, because she kept trying to get with him, he said, you know, I go out with Andrea and every eye is on her when we walk into a room. She's a stunning, tall blonde, and her eyes are solely focused on me. And that was a really beautiful moment, because that's how I am. When I'm with someone, my sole focus is them. But, you know, you have to look into that, because throughout our whole relationship of several years, he never spoke poorly about her. It was only when she was trying to come after him, but he never spoke poorly about her at all. So that's something to look at. He's a very, very good man. The next thing I would really hone in on is manipulation. Manipulation is the attempt to sway someone's emotions to make them, you know, act or feel a certain way. It can often be missed as it's expressed in subtle, like passive aggressive ways. Someone trying to manipulate you is when they attempt to convince you to do things that you don't want to do or try to influence the way you think, right? So for example, if you have an ex trying to make you do something that you know you can get in trouble for, or you have a partner trying to manipulate you into doing things that you know you can get in trouble for, literally like arrested for, don't do it. Say no. Have a backbone. If you have someone guilting or shaming you, that's a form of manipulation where you are made to feel responsible for their actions. They may also pressure you into doing things that you don't want to do by convincing you it would hurt their feelings, or they may even, I don't know, threaten or hurt themselves or whatever. Don't do it. Sabotage. Yeah, my God. I caught on real quick to someone I was with for a really short, like a nanosecond, who was trying to sabotage me in the workplace. Never did stop. He's just obsessed with competing with a woman. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's part of another community, that's, I don't know. Maybe he swings both ways. I don't know. Sabotage, belittling can also take a form of sabotage, which includes spreading rumors about a person in order to break their relationship, their business, or damage their reputation. So sabotage, if you see someone directly sabotaging another person, male or female, if you're with a woman doing this or you're with a man doing this, that is grounds for dismissal, pronto. Because what'll happen is when the relationship falls apart with you, that's the first thing they're going to do. So, seeing anyone sabotage someone else is just a very, very low vibrational, right? Or, oh my God, this person has this. Let me tear it down. Let me try to create obstacles in their path. Let me do this. That's just low vibrational, guys. We don't need that in our lives. So another thing is isolation, right? People who try to intentionally keep you away from your extended family and friends, to separate you from the people who care about you. This is often done to obtain greater power or control over a person. Now, sometimes you can witness someone that you're with trying to do this to someone in their past. Yeah, right? You can witness someone that is in a relationship with you, but they're so obsessed with their ex that they're trying to keep them single or keep them away from people or keep them fixing technical problems online to keep them at home. If you find out that someone is so obsessed with another person like that, you got to really think about that, right? How healthy is that? Last but not least, I have two more. Responsibility deflection. This includes regularly blaming you or someone else for their own actions. Yeah, right? Wow. This behavior can also mean blaming the behavior on drugs, alcohol, mental health, or insecurity left from a previous relationship, like a cheating ex or divorced parents, right? So let me paint a scenario for you. So you catch your partner doing something, right? Like they leave their computer open and you find out they have like 150 fake accounts that they're looking at all their exes from online. They're just like, they got 3 of their favorite exes and they're like watching their every move. And yeah. And you catch them and they deflect on you saying, well, why were you snooping and looking at my stuff? Well, because I kind of felt you were a psychopath and I decided to, right? Yeah, you got to look into this. I will never forget when I was with a dude and he had all of his, it was crazy. It was definitely no one I was in a long-term relationship with. It was a short relationship. Okay, last but not least, betrayal. When a person is in a relationship, consistently lies or acts in an intentionally dishonest way. They often leave their partner early on or in the middle of the relationship and leave them for someone else, only to find that that person doesn't want them. And then they go back and rekindle the relationship. Now, how many of you have went through this, right? A partner leaves you, tries to go back somewhere or tries something new with someone else. It doesn't work out. So they come running back to you. You are called a placeholder or a last resort, right? You may end up even married with this chump, knowing that you were his second or third choice. Not good, not good. When a person is in a relationship, consistently lies or acts in an intentionally dishonest way. This might include lying to other people about you, sharing sensitive information about you, cheating, or being disloyal. Oftentimes looking for what is better or where the grass is greener, only to run back to you when they are denied, discharged, or ignored by the interested party. Wow. Huh. Glad I never was with a loser like that. At any rate, I hope this video helps you guys. I will start doing some intuitive readings. It is the new year. And yeah, if you're interested in a cleanse I'm running, email me celebrityrawchef@gmail.com. Say I want the cleanse. Celebrity, CELEBRITY, raw, RAW, chef, CHEF @gmail.com, and I will get it right over to you. You guys, I love you. I love each and every one of you.